Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today is another Sunday episode. And today it is that time of year again. All Saints Wake 2023, the annual Halloween event in Final Fantasy XIV. So let us begin today's event by speaking to the Adventurers Guild Investigator. Hello there. The Adventurers Guild Investigator is eyeing the festive displays with a healthy dose of suspicion. Oh my stars, could it be? The selfsame adventurer who helped us keep wickedness at bay and transformed All Saints Wake from a night of screams into a day of revelry. Thank the 12 for bringing you to us, for the fiends of the realm knock at our door once again, and we need a dauntless soul to help us ensure they don't tear it off its hinges. The host of this year's Parade of Horrors is a woman with a pumpkin for a head. I shudder to consider whether this is some elaborate costume or... no, perhaps it is best not to know. Her strange appearance makes my skin crawl, to say nothing of her underlings. Why, one might think the Continental Circus was come again, hiding their monstrous intentions behind the guise of celebration. We can be grateful that none have yet fallen under their spell, but I fear it is only a matter of time. We must act quickly to unearth their schemes. I would begin a thorough investigation at once, but I'm afraid my surveillance duties here prevent me from moving freely. That, my friend, is why I need you. Approach this pumpkin-headed witch under the flag of friendship and offer your services to her ghastly celebration. If you catch even a whiff of foul deeds, I want you to put a stop to them before any innocents come to harm. Alright, we can do that. I knew I could count on you. Now then, you can find our quarry just across the way at Miketo's amphitheater, where she is doubtless attempting to draw any and all passerby into her ungodly procession. Humor her for now, but take care not to fall victim to her honeyed words. You are quite the suspicious fellow, aren't you? Alright then, hello there, pumpkin-headed apparition. Heh, it is you. I knew your arrival was inevitable, for any who once indulged in the revelry of All Saints Wake cannot resist a chance to relive their experience. Yeah, we met last year, I believe, actually. Oh, such eagerness! We are ever in need of willing hands to help with the festivities, preferably with bodies still attached. Of course, I understand you have been tasked with bringing to light any iniquity on my part, but you know from experience that I am perfectly harmless, so you are free to conduct your little investigation if it pleases you. Together, I believe we can make this All Saints Wake into one that will be remembered for moons to come. Yet before we begin, allow me to illuminate the history of this event and our intentions here. On this most unhallowed of nights, the saints revel in their palatial heavens, and as their judgmental eyes become leaden from drink, the impure are free to feast and frolic without fear of punishment. In ages past, the common folk would rue the coming of this night and cower in their homes. That is, until the adventurers took it upon themselves to rid the streets of evil, thus turning the event into a celebration of your collective bravery. A joy is happening, to be sure, but what of the goblin, the ghost, and the gremlin? Unfortunately, there are many monstrous sorts who yet consider this a night to spread fear like a plague. And so it struck me, what if All Saints Wake could be an occasion for celebration among mortal and monster alike? I believe there is room for light even in the darkest of hearts. Which brings me to the question of your involvement. I would have you aid a minion of mine named Papa Gruff in facilitating an All Saints Wake that will allow yours and mine to join hands in mutual merriment. Perhaps you know Papa Gruff. He was once a void sent so depraved that his kin spoke of him only in hushed whispers. But I have since shackled, or rather, politely reasoned with him to commit devilry no more. Knowing of his formidable magical prowess, I have set him to work under these guiding words: frighten enough to tickle, but not scar. Fear not need be an unpleasant thing, and Papa Gruff is doing his utmost to strike at that delicate balance between felicity and fright. Not with much success, as I understand. I would love to proffer him advice myself, but I believe one such as you would know better what appeals to the mortals of this city. Might you give our beleaguered Papa Gruff a few words of advice? Heh, thank you, truly. He should be putting on a performance near the Leatherworkers Guild at present, assuming he has yet to be chased from Gridania's borders. Please speak with him and give him my encouragement. Alright then. Papa Gruff you may also remember from last year. Both of these characters were in last year's event. Papa Gruff in particular was a void sent who was here to try and ruin everything for everyone, trying to make everyone absolutely terrified. We stopped him and now he's working for the pumpkin-headed apparition. So, at the very least, he is no longer causing trouble himself, but it appears he's having issues. Is he quite well? I don't know. You're that meddlesome adventurer. Rather, I see tidings of my humble performance have reached even your ears, good madam. Please honor me with your presence as my guest of honor. Without further ado, I shall summon a foul, fell beast before your very eyes. I only hope you've brought a change of small clothes. A monster? It'll take more than a magician's cantrip to scare me. Look here, my dear thrill-seekers. Here lies an ordinary pumpkin. Or is it? Take care not to blink, for any moment of distraction may well be your last. Oh, it's so cute! Good. It's so vicious. Look at it. Oh, the terror, those bloodthirsty eyes, those razor-sharp fangs. Flee if you dare, but this hellhound will chase you to the ends of the earth to have its awns of flesh. And I would know, considering the scars of its wrath upon my backside. Imagine each and every pumpkin adorning this fair city transformed into such a thing. Why, dread would prey upon Gridania to the last ilm if I made it so. A veritable banquet of chaos. It's adorable. Bloody brilliant! You drew us in with all that talk of monsters, only to dash our expectations with an adorable pup. I admit some confusion at first, but now I see you are a clown among clowns. Yeah, I don't think that worked, Papa Gruff. Not a single blood-curdling scream, but a smile is not a complete failure, I suppose. Well, the pup's not exactly that scary. Ah, my pumpkin-headed master asked you to help me? Well, allow me to peel back the curtain, as they say. Considering our previous acquaintance, that hardly bears repeating, but my true form is that of a void scent. My, not even a grimace. Well, I suppose it would be inconvenient if you ran away screaming after every sideways glance in my direction. Now for the matter of this furry abomination. Frightened enough to tickle but not scar is the agreement that binds me to my master. I don't need to be told twice that summoning any of my kind would be in gross violation of that covenant. So remembering the deceptively winsome countenance of this vicious hellhound, I thought it would strike the perfect balance between horrifying and heartwarming. That is, until a child at an earlier show burst into tears at the pup's appearance. Now I've seen a man react with a hearty laugh to the exact same dog with nary a trace of fear in its voice. The difference is vexing. Tell me, is a puppy something to be feared or cuddled? I mean, it depends on the person. Maybe the kid had a bad experience with a dog and that's why they were scared. What frightens one may make another smile. Do you jest? You mean to see your kind's definition of terror differs from person to person? I admit, that does explain the sheer contrast in reactions I've observed so far, and it does place me in between a rock and a hellish soul-rending place. If my task was merely simply a matter of bringing people to fearful tears, the ground beneath you would already be soaked through. How in the hell's good name does one frighten to tickle? Ah, but you with your delicate sensibilities can teach me to mix dread and delight into a charmingly chilling concoction. Let us begin at once. All right, let's begin. First off, hello puppy. Grr? Indeed, I fully agree. Hang on, you deserve pets. You're a good puppy. Oh, wait, it wasn't targeting it. There we go. All right, Papa Gruff, you ready? Let's get right to it, eh? First, we need to find people to scare, but not scar. Your kind seems to gravitate towards the pumpkins we've placed throughout the city, which creates a perfect opportunity for mild mischief. One of our displays should be just over this hill, and another is near the Lancers Guild. Your job is to tell me what to transform the pumpkins into once we find suitable test subjects. Let's see how well you tickle. Alright, Papa Gruff is following us. Let's talk to you real quick. You may have heard terrifying stories of my past, but I regret to say the magics I wield don't quite live up to my reputation. I only have a talent for minor transmogrification, really. My master, on the other hand, oh, I shudder to think what mayhem she would be capable of if she wished it. I'm sure it is quite the fright indeed. Alright, let's head on to our first target. An off-duty sergeant? An All Saints Wake performance? Very well, but I face slavering monsters almost daily, so it'll take something quite fantastic to make me flinch. Oh, I can make him flinch so hard his heart would burst in his chest. Ah, but that's neither here nor there. What type of ghoul would be suitable? Let's see. I'm gonna pick the wrong answer first. Something small, uncanny. No, you don't want to scare him too bad. He has an important job to do. The seasoned veteran of the Twin Adders has seen all the horrors of the Twelveswood. Perhaps something more stimulating is in order. Find the ghastliest ghoul you can muster. Well, if you say so, allow me to oblige. Egads! That gave me quite a fright. I only hope I never face such a monstrosity on one of my patrols, else my final act might be to soil my breeches. Well played, well played. There we go. Got them nice and terrified. How did that feel, Papa Gruff? Oh, you've got nothing new to say. All right. Okay, next target takes us to the Lancers Guild. Alright, let's just take the Aetheryte, that'll be faster. And I think you come with us through the Aetheryte, yes? Yes, you do. It used to be the case when Endwalker first launched that mechanics like this where someone follows you, they would not follow you through the Aetheryte. I am glad they changed that. These decorations are so scary. You're not here to trick me, are you? This one is ripe for the picking, hehe. Forget I said anything. So, what type of ghoul do you suggest? Oh, children are absolutely impossible to scare. They're not scared of anything. So you're gonna need to go for the most appalling abomination you can conceive of. And don't skimp on the ooze. You would do that to a trembling child? Who's the real monster here? Thank you. Alright, fine. Something spoopy. Pardon me. Spooky. Heh, if you really think so. Eee! Huh? You know, when you look at it, it's actually kind of cute. The puff of smoke was a little scary, though. The puff of smoke is what got you? Okay, fair enough. I think I'm beginning to understand. If a fright doesn't kill your kind, it can actually be somewhat pleasant. I believe I'm ready to take the proverbial stab at it. Come, come, there should be more pumpkins around Upkalu Falls. Alright, as long as you remember that it varies from person to person. You don't want to overdo it, you want to match the fright to the individual. But I think you've got this, Papa Gruff. And if you don't, I'll beat you senseless. I'm more than happy to do it. Oh, those are some lovely pumpkins. I love it. All right, who are we meeting with? You. Don't tell me you're supposed to send a chill down my spine. Clowns are for babies. Well, okay then. Let her have it. For babies, are they? Hehehe. I'll make this last wish she was back in her mother's womb. That's maybe a bit much. You there, little girl. Look well upon this pumpkin. Ah! A monster! What impressive magic! My heart won't stop pounding. Duh and Mom will have the fright of their life when I tell them I saw a real honest-to-God's monster. I can't wait to tell them. I'll think twice before I insult a clown again. Thank you for the thrills. Did she say thank you? I scared her near out of her shoes and she thanks me. Can't say I've experienced that before. I dare say I even enjoyed it. Yes, now is the time to capitalize upon this newfound tickling skill of mine. Let us visit the display near the Whistling Miller next. I'm proud of you, Gruff. You're getting the hang of this. You're doing a great job. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fully understand why people enjoy adrenaline rushes so much. It just kind of feels miserable to me, but that just might be a me thing. I don't know, a lot of people love the feeling of adrenaline. I just feel awful when I get scared or get an adrenaline rush. Good day to you, young lady. Might you join me in the celebrating the joyous occasion that is All Saints' Wake? Celebrate? That's the last thing on my mind. Please go and bother someone else with that ghoulish makeup. Oh my, aren't you in a fright? And not the good kind either. What happened, lass? Papa Gruff is here to help. You'll really help? Well, I could certainly do worse than a clown. I've come from the Great Lone Growery, although fled from is probably more accurate. I was tilling the fields like always when I heard a frightful voice from behind me. I turned around to meet it and came face to face with the foulest monster I've ever seen. When I regained my senses, I was here, my throat hoarse from screaming. No power in the realm could persuade me to return, not while that horror wanders unchecked. That is concerning. A monster, but we haven't visited the Growery yet. What could it have been, do you think? I mean, it's All Saints' Wake. Maybe we have a real demon on our hands trying to make use of the opportunity? You may very well be right. Those illusions I summoned are no more capable of free movement than the pumpkins they sprang from. Yes, no doubt there are voids I'm running amok. Here I am, tying myself into knots trying to learn the subtleties of spookery, while some uncouth brute goes rampaging through the Twelveswood with nary a thought towards artistry. If we forgive such behavior, our efforts to find glee and terror will have been for naught. Tremble and fear no longer, lass. We shall investigate the matter. Truly, you're the first person to believe my claims are more than seasonal mischief. Oh, I knew Father was wrong when he said all clowns were villains. Thank you. I'm curious who your father is and what experience led them to believe this. I'm very curious about that story. Again, those words ring strangely in my ears. However, it is not an entirely unpleasant sensation. I know this wasn't why you were sent to assist me, but there's no telling how many of my kind we may find. A single void clown could only achieve so much. So would you lend me your aid in case the situation gets undesirably bloody? Of course, I'm here to help. Thank you. Look at me, expressing gratitude, and to one of your kind no less. Well, no matter. Let us depart to the Great Loam Growery and settle this. Alright, let's get over there in a hurry. Make sure there's no actual demons running about causing problems. Thankfully, we are just outside the growery, so it's an easy trek. Alright, looks like I'm gonna be respectful of the flowers. I'm part of the Botanist Guild, but I will jump down here. Looks like we're gonna be right over here. I see nothing out of the ordinary here, but I know they are close. But where could they be? Our roguish quarry is close, doubtless lying in wait somewhere to catch us unawares. Once they show themselves, don't indulge them with anything but a face of stony indifference. Boo! It's kind of cute, actually. Oh, come on! As I thought, a fellow Void sent. And what, pray tell, are you doing here? A brother of the Void? Then you know why I'm here, for the Night of Devilry. Once we were free to carouse, creep, caper, guided by the great pumpkin-headed archfiend. For too long we have been denied our demonic rights, and it is I who shall reinstate our grandest event. Yes, the age of the Great Gorge shall give way to the era of the Great Pot. Even now my allies lie in wait throughout the city, ready to usher in the Night of Devilry. You must join us, brother. Join us as we rise again. No. What? Why? Even if I wanted to, my covenant prevents me from engaging in the wanton vileness you propose. Regardless, I have no desire to join you for some cheap jaunt through the city with only a few startled mortals to show for it. Such indelicate devilry would only result in our swift and total annihilation. Ha! Spoken like a true coward! Don't tell me you frightened of some sharpened sticks and clumsy clubs. Oh, but I am frightened, as you too would be had you tasted the full brunt of my master's fury. Perhaps you may yet if you continue to insist upon this foolish course. I have learned how to blend in with the people here and extract terror in such a way that does not tempt retaliation. Your plan would bring but a single night of debauchery. Learn how to cohabit, however, and our collective revelry can last forevermore. Traitor! Then my minions and I will devour you and your measly Mikabob of a friend. This varies, of course, based on whatever race you're playing as. I don't have them all memorized. I do know that if you're playing as a Viera, they call you a buttered bun, and that's just perfect. Chef's kiss. Love it. Beautiful. A Mikabob, though, am I? Hehehe. The head! The great gourd? Naughty children ill deserve to join in the festivities. They should be happy as decorations to serve as example for any who would follow in their footsteps. My lady, how pleasant it is to see you. Dare I ask why you grace us with your presence? I caught wind of a void sent disturbance and came here to investigate. When I heard your voices, I knew something was afoot. Heh, I must say, I'm quite pleased to see that you see the merit in my approach to All Saints' Wake. Yet something must be done about the other beasts that have crept into the city. Let us give them the same treatment and continue enjoying this unhallowed season on our own terms. Such a sad pumpkin! You deserve it. That wretch reminded me of myself long ago. For but a twist of fate, I might even now be adorning the streets of Gridania by its side. Well, we are good to see that you're not and that you see the value in restraint. With your help, rounding up our reckless kin should prove to be a simple matter. Let us make this All Saints' Wake an occasion to remember for those who dwell in the light and shadow alike. If you cite any errant ghouls, perform the spell I demonstrated earlier. In doing so, we shall convince the residents of Gridania that the source of their supposed nightmares was not but a cluster of mundane pumpkins. This wand possesses the transformative power you require. Simply swing it about in a grandiose manner and point it at your target. Once the charms have been cast, I shall collect the pumpkins. I understand they are quite delicious when baked in pie. Oh, pumpkin pie, my favorite dessert. Yes, I would gladly eat a void stem pumpkin pie. Let's do it. That's incredibly morbid. Alright, and we get the emote. Oh god, I didn't check what it's actually called. All Saints Charm. Excellent. Alright, Papa Gruff, you ready? Papa Gruff is eager to rid Gridania of his wicked brethren. Just when I was getting the hang of being the life of the party instead of the death of it. Let's wrap this up quickly, lest this year's All Saints Wake be remembered as a disaster. I sense something sinister lurking deeper in these fields. As well as a trail heading to the east, perhaps towards the marketer of the Lancers Guild. Splitting up would be the easiest way to end this quickly. I'll escort the botanist from earlier back here and deal with whatever still haunts the growery. I shall use the opportunity to convince her that what she witnessed before was nothing but an overzealous pumpkin. That should put her heart at ease. I'll leave the rest of Gridania to you. Once the voids have been verily vegetated, meet me at Miketo's amphitheater so we can deliver my master news of our success. Now let the show begin. When I was doing this with my partner and my girlfriend, we didn't actually end up, or at least I didn't. I don't think any of us did, but I know for a fact I didn't. Try to track Papa Gruff down. I'm curious, can we find him and what does he say / what is he doing? Don't see him up here. Perhaps he's not available to speak with. He did say he's going back to get the botanist, so he might actually be out talking to her right now, but I don't see him around in here, so I'm going to assume he's back with the botanist. Well, we'll see if we can find him on our way out to take care of the voids that are rampaging through the city. Let's see, we've got 2 over by the markets and 1 up by the Lancers Guild. And the botanist was right over here. But I don't think she's here anymore. Nope. Alright then, let's go find those void scents. Unfortunate that we can't find Papa Gruff running around. I think that would be neat if we could. Oh well. I'll just have to try and keep an eye out for him. Maybe he's wandering off somewhere in the city, but no, he should be sticking by the growery, so. Alright, let's see. What do we have over here? Hello there. You're not supposed to be out and about pestering people. Monsters have invaded the city? Apparently. Alright. All Saints Charm's gonna be at the top. A pumpkin? Wait, this is all part of the All Saints Wake festivities, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. Let's gaslight the cops. I must say that made my heart skip a beat. If this is what adorns the streets, I cannot wait to see what the main stage has in store. Well, good to see he took that well. I'm pretty sure I have mentioned it repeatedly in the past, especially as we were doing class quests in the area, but I fucking hate Gridania. I despise Gridania and everything about it, especially the cops. So gaslighting them makes me very, very happy. Alright, we got another void sent over here to deal with. What is that awful thing? A pumpkin. Watch. Watch me turn it into a pumpkin. I'm a wizard. What? It was just a pumpkin. I knew the Wood Whalers wouldn't let such wicked things into the city. I've never seen such a feat of illusion before. If the rest of All Saints' Wake is as entertaining, I'd best go and find the main event. Find the main event? Come on, y'all. You know Gridania's events are always held at Miketo's amphitheater. It exists for this purpose. Find the main event. Alright. Last one looks to be over here. Oh, it is harassing a child. Okay, the child's innocent. If I don't look, it'll go away. Yep, that's definitely how it works. Huh? What? It was a pumpkin the whole time. I can't believe I fell for that. But now that I know it's just a trick, I'd like to see it again. Alright, that is all the Void Sent dealt with. Papa Gruff awaits at Miketo's amphitheater to hear tidings of your success. Let's get over there. I'm so glad that this has gone so well. The Void Sent should be no longer an issue. All of them turned into two delicious pumpkins to become a delicious pie. Now let's get on back to the amphitheater and report in. How's it going on your end, Papa Gruff? You are returned, and that means Gridania is free of mischievous Void Sent. Hehe. Let us hear what Papa Gruff has to say. There you are. I took care of the Void Sent still haunting the Great Loam Growery. Did your hunt go as smoothly? It did. I found 3 of them wandering around, but they've all been dealt with. Good, good. Now we can safely say that the only frights in store for the citizens of Gridania are of the decidedly entertaining variety. I took the liberty of gathering the pumpkins you created. Their punishment will not be eternal, but they can stand to remain in their current form for the duration of the festivities. It is the least they can do in repentance. Oh hey, Fafucha! There you are, my fearless clown! Thank you for reassuring me. I had worried I might have to retire from my position at the Great Loam Growery and seek less haunted climates. Oh no! Garden's haunted. What? Coxgun. Garden's haunted. As a master of the Botanist Guild, allow me to extend my personal thanks for helping my gifted pupil avoid such a decision. It would have been a grievous loss for all of us. Oh, it was no trouble at all. In fact, I should thank you for being such an exemplary audience. A true entertainer brings his all to every stage, but it be it a grand amphitheater or cozy vegetable patch. I only hope you were half as thrilled as I was. That was scary. Whatever that was looked so real. I never could have guessed that it was just a garden variety pumpkin. Truly, I feel privileged to have seen a master of illusion at his craft. As do I. Would that every day were so filled with surprises. As a token of our thanks, we've made some pumpkin cookies from our most recent crop. Oh, please, please, please tell me they cooked the actual void scent. Please enjoy them in good health. I do believe I can get used to this being thanked thing. Well, since you've gone through the trouble, I'd best eat them before they've cooled. To my good health. Oh, that's incredibly funny. This is delicious! Was it so good that it warranted the explosion? This flavor, I've never tasted anything like it. The cookie's ether is tinged with something I can't quite pin down. It's bold, but not overpowering. Is this a taste of gratitude? Oh, how much of my life have I wasted only supping on terror when, all along, a whole world of flavors was left neglected? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I shall consider your words a compliment nonetheless. These cookies are but a small token of my appreciation. I only wish I could have given more. You mean I could potentially receive more gifts? If performing my act will get me more baked delights, I'd better get to work straight away. Why, this is shaping up to be quite the All Saints Wake indeed. Heh, I could have not have imagined a better day of celebration for all. Our success here is in no small part thanks to you. As I believe that Papa Gruff now has matters well in hand, I shall return to my manor. Pray visit if you are so inclined. Ah yes, before I forget, do apprise that troublesome investigator of what has transpired here. Maybe he will finally cast his prying eyes elsewhere. This was a nice and silly All Saints Wake. I enjoyed it. Truth be told, I didn't think this plan for a harmonious All Saints Wake would ever work, but I'm glad to be proven wrong. Indeed. You really enjoyed those cookies, didn't you? You exploded! I'll make another batch as soon as I can. If you don't already have the Eat Pumpkin Cookies emote, will this quest give you it? It might actually, but I already have it from last year, so. What fantastic yarn! Monsters plotting against monsters all to make us happy. I admit I find your story hard to swallow, but I also see no reason why a fellow guild member would lie. Do you really think people would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? Very well, I shall take your tale at face value and consider these to be glad tidings indeed. However, I cannot help but wonder if this was all an elaborate ruse. They knew we were watching them, and that may have compelled them to put on a show of charity. After all, a monster cannot change its skin overnight. I shall continue to keep a close eye on their activities from afar. I thank you for everything you've done and hope against hope that the evil has been laid to rest. You, sir, need to just learn to chill. Seriously. And we now have access to Sneaky Hollow! Yes! We had access to this last year. It is the annual seasonal event location for All Saints Wake, where you can go and basically have a costume party, set up whatever G poses you like. I did in the last few months learn how to hide the UI, which is very, very handy for taking such pictures. Let's see. And of course, as with last year, we can talk to the imps in the area in order to disguise ourselves as various characters from throughout the game. We're still only in a realm reborn, so we don't have access to that many costumes, but the more progress you make, the more costumes unlock. I know if you're completely caught up, I think there are 2 imps total you can talk to, and there are a lot of costumes, but a lot of them are spoilers, so I'm just going to show what's available for where we're at in the story. Up to something? Me? Never. I am but a fun-loving imp, here to help my fellow revelers enjoy the wake. And I can fashion you a very convincing guise for the masquerade. All I need is your memory of someone who made a strong impression, someone unforgettable, someone powerful. Yes, that's it. Alright, for the Realm Reborn options, we have Connie Senna. Oh, didn't mean to talk to you. Sorry about that. Great Pumpkin, or Great Gourd rather. Connie Senna is a pud jolly woman as gentle yet indomitable as nature itself. Next up, a stalwart Rogadine woman of unshakable conviction. That will do nicely. Don't worry, this won't hurt as much at all. Just close your eyes. And we get to be Merlvib. Nice. Next up, we can play as a rugged Huron man unmatched in loyalty and valor, which gives us Robon. Hello. All right, who's next? A charming and compassionate Lalafellan lady of noble birth, which is of course going to be Nanamo Ul Nano. Next up we have a courageous and clever Garlean man admired by many. And that's gonna give us good old Sid Garland. Next up on the list we have a compassionate Huron woman who leads a secret organization, which gives us Minfilia. And the last costume available to us for now is an eager Lalafellan woman who is the coin keeper of a secret organization. And that is of course going to be Tataru Taru. There are a lot more costumes than this. If you're further in the main story, come check them out. They're great. But that's all we have available for now. We'll eventually unlock the rest, and hopefully the Haunted Manor will come back in future years. It should. It always does, I believe. We explored it last year, but it is themed after Hawkeye Manor. You should be able to go in, I think. Do we have to talk to you to go in? Maybe you can't go in this year. That's unfortunate. But yes. Great place to do G-poses, just set up some nice Halloween costumes, set up some nice pictures and photo shoots. I'm sure there's plenty of people who have already done that. It's a little empty right now. I'm not sure why. I'm going to assume most people got their stuff out of the way already. Also, okay, duh, it is, in my time zone, 10 a.m. on a Monday, so that's probably why it's generally kind of empty here. People are at work. Anyways, that should be about it for All Saints Wake this year. We have got the vendor, but they don't have much. They've got wall-mounted bats. They have magic prisms. I think we already have plenty of those. So yeah, that's about it for All Saints Wake this year. I'm a rather big fan of it. I think maybe I enjoyed last year's slightly more, but yeah, they can't just do the same thing over and over. Last year's was also really unusually spectacular, I think. Anyways, with that, next time on Final Fantasy XIV for the next week, the A Realm Reborn finale. I'll see everyone next time for that.